You need to stop buying these 5 things which society sold you as mandatory, even though they are slowly strangling your financial progress. And these are big, sneaky, which looks normal because everyone else is doing it type of purchases. So let's talk about them. Number 1. The new car trap. Let's start with the first financial trap that keeps people stuck for years: buying new cars and financing them for half a decade or even more. Most people see car payments as normal. They assume adulthood automatically includes a monthly payment. It's like a subscription service for transportation. But this mindset is exactly why so many people struggle financially without even realizing it. A new car feels exciting at first. The smell, the shine, the compliments, it all creates the illusion of success. But financially, it's one of the worst purchases most people ever make, especially nowadays. Right now, the average new car costs over $50,000 and the average monthly payment is around $650. For many households, that consumes a massive chunk of their take-home income. This is the part of the income that could go towards savings, investing, building an emergency fund, or paying down debt. Instead, it goes towards machine that loses value every single day. And that's the part people overlook. A car is not an investment. It does not grow, it does not appreciate, it does not build wealth. It's just a tool. It's nothing more. But smart marketing has turned cars into status statements. Car companies sell more than vehicles. They sell confidence, status, identity. They make people believe that others will respect them more if they drive something impressive. But the reality is, most people do not care what you drive. They might notice for a moment, but your car does not live in their minds. It only lives in your monthly expenses. Then comes depreciation. The second you drive a brand new car off the lot, it loses around 15 to 20% of its value instantly. After the first year, it continues dropping. A car that you bought for $50,000 can turn into $30,000 faster than you expect, while you still owe almost the full loan amount. So you're paying full price for something that's worth less every month. That's not financial progress. That's financial self-sabotage. So a smarter choice is very simple. Buy a reliable used car, pay it off, and keep it as long as it safely runs. Cars from dependable brands easily last 10 to 15 years. They cost far less, lose far less value, and won't drain your budget. Owning your car outright with no monthly payments create real financial freedom. No stress, no 7-year loan term, no interest, and no dealership traps. This buy nothing rebellion rule is very straightforward. If you can't buy the car outright, you just can't afford it. Not leasing, not financing for years, not rolling old negative equity into the new debt. A new car might impress strangers for a moment. A paid-off car will improve your life for next decade. Number 2, status symbols. The second trap that silently drains people's bank account is urge to buy status symbol. The fancy shoes, designer clothes, luxury accessories, and loud brand items that scream for attention. These purchases are emotional, they are not practical. People buy them to feel upgraded, admired, or included in a lifestyle they haven't actually built yet. It's not about function, it's about image. Social media makes it even worse. Everywhere you look, influencers and celebrities show curated lifestyle filled with expensive brands. Even when you logically know it's staged, the pressure still gets in your head. You start thinking that you need nicer things to fit in or look like you are moving up in life. But here's the truth almost nobody says out loud. Wealthy people barely dress in a way that loudly announces their wealth because they don't need to. Their confidence comes from their financial stability, not from what they wear. Meanwhile, someone making an average income might spend months savings for a $1,000 designer wallet. A wallet meant to hold money they no longer have because they bought the wallet. The irony is brutal. The danger is not the item itself, it's the cycle it creates. You buy something expensive to feel different. That feeling fades quickly. Then you want another upgrade and another and another. And this becomes a financial treadmill. Spending increases, expectations increase, stress increases, insecurity increases, and actual wealth does not increase. And here's the funniest part. Most people are too busy with their own lives to even notice your designer items. The approval you are seeking does not exist. You're sacrificing financial peace for a moment of imagined attention. Expensive fashion does not pay rent. It does not build your savings. It does not improve your stability. Meanwhile, buying practical clothing is comfortable, functional, and affordable that supports your real life instead of draining it. You don't need to look rich. You need to be stable, secure, and in control of your money. The Buy Nothing Rebellion is about choosing intention over image because financial freedom is not built through appearances. It's built through intention. And speaking of intention, if you're still here, you clearly did not land on this video by accident. So let's take a pause here and please do the smart thing. Hit the like button so YouTube can actually realize that this video is useful and it can push it to more people. And hit subscribe so you don't miss more straightforward, no BS contents like this. Moving on. Number 3, vacation debt. The third trap is one people rarely criticize because it feels positive. Taking vacations you can't afford and paying for them with credit cards. Social media romanticizes travel. Everyone seems to be on a beach, in a resort, or flying somewhere exotic. It creates pressure. The idea that if you aren't traveling, you're missing out on life. People feel tired, stressed, or burnt out. So they tell themselves, I need a vacation. I deserve this. But instead of saving for the trip, they swipe a credit card thinking they will just deal with it later. That's where the problem begins. A vacation paid with debt is not a break. It's a delayed financial headache. A $2,000 trip easily becomes $2,500 or even $3,000 once interest kicks in. So instead of feeling refreshed when they come home, people feel stressed, guilty, and financially drained. The emotional justification is very strong. This is for my mental health. It's just once. I'll just pay it off slowly. But if the bill is waiting for you when you return, your mental health will suffer anyway. Stress does not disappear because you spent money. It simply gets pushed into the future. And the travel companies know this. That's why they aggressively promote book now, pay later type of deals. They want you to buy emotionally and worry about the consequences later. The healthier alternative is not complicated. If you can't buy for the vacation upfront, just wait. You choose a cheaper destination, you plan ahead, you save slowly, you avoid debt. Meanwhile, there are plenty of low-cost ways to rest. Taking a local day trip, going for a long nature walk, spending a quiet weekend offline, having a simple picnic, staying with family or friends, exploring nearby parks or trails, reading, cooking, meditating, or simply doing nothing. You do not need a luxury beach resort to reset your mind. When you save for a trip and pay for the full amount without borrowing, everything changes. You enjoy every moment completely. You come home, relaxed, instead of being anxious. You carry the memories, not the debt. Debt-free travel is the real luxury. Travel funded by credit is just borrowing happiness, and paying it back with interest is just sad. Number 4, the upgrade addiction. The fourth trap that drains your money slowly but consistently is the habit of upgrading phones and devices far more often than necessary. This is something almost everyone does, often without even thinking about it. Every year, phone companies release new models. They host dramatic events with flashy lighting, perfect camera shots, emotional music, and languages that makes it sound like the new device will transform your entire existence. The message is very simple. Even if your phone works perfectly fine, the marketing is designed to make you feel like it is outdated. It's slow, it's embarrassing, or somehow it's inferior. And because nearly everyone around you is also influenced by the same marketing, the pressure becomes even stronger. But here's the reality. Modern smartphones are incredibly powerful. They can easily last 4 to 6 years, sometimes even longer. For most everyday tasks like messaging, watching videos, taking photos, browsing social media, using basic apps, an older phone performs just as well as new phone. But marketing does not want you to believe that. They highlight small improvements like one extra lens, slightly better brightness, or new color. These changes have minimal impact on your actual life, yet people treat them as major upgrades. And because phone companies know people hate paying large upfront costs, you know what they offer? They offer installment plans. Only $35 a month or only $42 a month. Upgrade your phone for just a small fee. But these small fees add up. Over a year, you pay hundreds of dollars. Over several years, you spend thousands. And what did you actually get? A new device that performs almost the same as the old one. Another issue is that people upgrade not because their device stopped functioning, but because they became bored. Humans crave novelty. A new phone feels exciting. It makes you feel updated. It gives you a sense of progress, even if the progress is only psychological. But that feeling fades quickly. And then the cycle begins again when the next model releases. Upgrading your phone more often than necessary is not just a financial mistake. It's a habit driven by marketing and emotion, not logic. Here's what you can do if your phone is slow. Restarting it, clearing the storage, or removing unused apps usually fixes a lot of issues. If your storage is full, backing up photos or deleting old data is always free. If your phone still runs major apps smoothly, it is perfectly usable. We need to learn this one simple rule for technology. Upgrade when you have a real reason, not when a company releases a commercial. Most people buy new phones not because they need them, but because they feel pressured. But financial freedom comes from breaking that pressure. Your phone is not old. The marketing just wants you to think it is, and that's why you have to break out of this trap. Number 5. Food delivery. Final trap is the one that almost everyone is guilty of, and it might be the hardest habit to break. Food delivery is extremely convenient. You press a few buttons and food arrives at your door in 30 to 40 minutes. You don't have to cook, you don't have to clean, and you don't even have to put on shoes. But convenience has a hidden price, and it is much higher than people realize. When you order food through an app, you're not just paying for a meal, you pay for delivery fee, service fee, tip, higher menu prices compared to dining in, additional small fees that apps quietly add. A meal that cost $14 at a restaurant can easily become $27 to $30 on an app. This means you are paying double for the exact same food simply because you didn't want to leave the house. If someone orders delivery twice a week, they can easily spend an extra $120 a month. Over 1 year, that becomes more than $1,500 spent on convenience alone. This is not a small amount. For many people, this is the difference between living paycheck to paycheck and having savings. For many people, this could be the difference between financial stress and financial stability. Nobody is saying that delivery is evil. There are situations where it makes sense. You're sick, you are recovering from injury, or you're dealing with emergencies. But most people order food out of habit, boredom, or convenience, not necessity. And the habit grows silently. You use delivery once, you enjoy the convenience, and then you use it again. It becomes familiar, it becomes easy, and suddenly it becomes normal. But what also becomes normal is the financial pressure caused by it. Cooking at home saves money. Picking up your own food saves money. Eating before you get extremely hungry prevents impulsive ordering. Meal prepping makes life easier during the busy weeks. If someone is struggling financially, deleting food delivery apps is one of the fastest ways to reduce monthly expenses. It's not about never spending money. It is about spending money intentionally and understanding the true cost of convenience. Food delivery is not just expensive, it is a habit that steals your money slowly, quietly, and consistently. Breaking the habit gives you back control. So what does buy nothing rebellion actually mean? It means these choices are not about what you eliminate, they're about what you gain. You gain control, you gain stability, you gain peace, and you gain money that can actually build your future instead of disappearing into habits. Financial freedom does not come from small sacrifices like skipping lattes. It comes from avoiding large, repeated expenses that slowly destroy wealth. Because when you say no to these unnecessary purchases, you are saying yes to something more important, your future. Saving money is not just about having extra cash. It creates opportunities, it builds confidence, it gives you breathing room, it allows you to build the life you want instead of the one advertisers want you to chase. In the long run, avoiding these traps can save tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. That money becomes investments, safety nets, business opportunities, or the dream lifestyle you want to build for yourself. So the Buy Nothing Rebellion is about freedom. The freedom to choose, the freedom to control your money, and the freedom to build a life that you're proud of. You don't need to impress anyone. You don't need the newest things. You don't need the appearance of wealth. You need clarity, discipline, and the courage to reject what everyone else blindly accepts. So tell me in the comments which one of these traps been holding you back the most, because the moment you identify it, you've already taken the first step towards fixing it. And watch this video to continue building a version of your life that is not controlled by debt, status, or impulse. And remember, we're not trying to be perfect. We're trying to be intentional. And now that you know better, you can absolutely do better. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.